What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and yesterday we got the official reveal event for the new Ghost Recon game. Although I was really looking forward to a new Splinter Cell game, unfortunately that's not what we got. It is a new Ghost Recon game called Breakpoint. However, I am still really excited for this game. So the name Breakpoint honestly goes into what the game is actually going to be about. They start off the event talking about the definitions of Breakpoint and what it actually means in a military sense. So basically, for those of you that aren't aware, a breaking point is essentially where you go from offense to defense. You lose the tactical advantage, you are broken, and you have to change strategies. And that is exactly what this game is about, which is kind of interesting because it seems like most games, especially in the tactical military sense, you kind of have plans, you know what you're getting yourself into, whereas this game, it's the complete opposite. Things went south and you are trying to recover. You've already hit your breaking point. So right off the bat, once they started explaining that, I was interested. It's something slightly different. So the game takes place in the Aroa Islands, which is a very fictional place that basically harnesses all of the locations you could possibly want in one small location. You have greenlands, you have swamps, you have mountains, you have volcanoes, you have every possible terrain that you could ever imagine in a very small location. So obviously it's not realistic, but for gameplay purposes, it's going to be really awesome, and it is beautiful based on the gameplay that we've seen. So the reason you are here is because the actual island is a private compound owned by Jay Skell, who is the CEO of Skell Technology, which specializes in autonomous drones and artificial intelligence. So basically, Jay Skell being the bad guy in the entirety of Skell Technology with its army of drones, those are the bad guys, those are who you are going to be fighting in this game, and this is basically the headquarters for that company. So they are bringing back the highly cooperative open world gameplay from Ghost Recon Wildlands. So this game can be played solo or up to 4-player co-op in 100% completion. So you don't have to worry about doing certain missions solo, certain missions co-op. You can always play with your friends. You never have to play solo if you don't want to. So something that's also kind of interesting is they mentioned that classes would be introduced in the game and that you can swap between them at any time. Each of these classes will have specific abilities, and there will be 4 classes available at launch with more to come. They didn't really get into details with what these classes were, but I think they're probably going to be very archetypal. There's probably going to be a medic, there's probably going to be a heavy class, you know, things of this sort. And then in future updates and or DLCs, they're going to introduce more that are probably more unique characters. So when they mentioned that cutscenes will offer dialogue choices, I got really excited. I figured what that meant is we would actually be able to determine how the game would play out. Maybe there'd be multiple endings, but unfortunately it doesn't affect the narrative whatsoever, which kind of makes me beg the question, why have dialogue choices at all if they don't mean anything? I guess you can kind of roleplay as someone who's witty or a jerk or something like that, but it really doesn't affect relationships, so I don't understand why it's in the game in the first place, but whatever, it is what it is. So they did mention that the ghost that you create is going to be shared between all modes, including solo, co-op, and PvP. Something that they were very excited to announce is that PvP would actually be included at the game at launch, even though Ghost Recon Wildlands did not. Me being more of an online player, I was really excited to hear what they had to say about PvP. However, unfortunately, they gave us absolutely no details whatsoever. Like I said, we know that PvP is going to be there at launch, but we don't know the scale at which it's going to be. We don't know what kind of game modes. We don't know how this is going to work at all. But I'm sure we will get plenty more details and trailers about PvP before the game actually comes out in October. So they mentioned that every 4 months, a new major expansion episode will launch, including the very first raid in a Ghost Recon game. So again, we got absolutely no details on how a raid would work in Ghost Recon, but it definitely piqued my interest. I want to see how this would work out. So it definitely seems like this game is going to be approaching somewhat of a survival game. Although it's not completely survival, you definitely do have to pay attention to resources, and you even have semi-permanent injuries. They show off multiple times throughout the gameplay demo that when you actually get injured, your body reacts to it. If you get shot in the leg, you're probably going to be limping. If you get shot in the arm, you may have trouble aiming down the sight of your weapon. It's not exactly clear how you're going to heal these injuries. If this was a point-to-point linear story, it would make sense. You know, you just get to the next mission, you're completely healed, but this is an open world game where as soon as the mission ends, you're just kind of free to do whatever you want. I highly doubt those injuries are just going to go away as soon as you complete an objective. They talked about camps that you could set up throughout the game whenever you wanted, and I imagine you'll be able to treat your injuries there. I don't know exactly how you're going to heal a broken leg, but I mean, it's a video game. So apparently at these camps, you're going to be able to customize your squad's loadout, check weather forecasts, and advance the time of day. So this game is going to be launching on October 4th, 2019 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and whether you like it or not, if you are going to be playing this game on PC, it is going to be launching exclusively on the Epic Game Store. Surprise, surprise. But there is some incentive for pre-ordering the game, because if you do pre-order it, you will get access to the private beta. We don't really have any details on this beta whatsoever, but by pre-ordering, you are securing yourself a spot. So to me, this game sounds really, really awesome, unless something crazy comes up or the PvP just looks absolutely terrible, I think it's pretty safe to say I will be getting this game, but let me know what your thoughts on it are down below in the comments. But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party, rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, doesn't mean like some